Okay, so when we go to start dimensioning pipe, we want to switch to the pipe dimension layer, MCAD pipe dimension. And then over here in our dimension style, we want to set it to MCAD sprinkler. And then you want to start, like I generally start on the left side and work left to right, or on the bottom and work, bottom to top. And you set your first dimension by using this linear. We're just doing an imaginary dimensioning exercise anyway. So we're going to pretend we're starting out from this intersection to this intersection. The first two clicks, let me do that again. I'm going to go slower. Click on linear. Down here in the bottom, it says enter to select entity origin of first extension line. So first on the left side, we'll click. Now, origin of second extension line. We'll click on the right side. Now it says, I don't know why, it doesn't say anything actually, but what it wants us to do now is place this, and we want to click somewhere on the line again. It doesn't really matter where. Anywhere on the line will place it correctly. Oh shit. Yeah, it said that was invalid. Let's try that again. First point, intersection. Second point, intersection. Place it. There we go. Yeah. So now it snapped to the midpoint of this line over here to do it. I don't know if you caught that. The midpoint symbol popped up. At this point, we have the first one, and we hit continue dimension. And we basically just have to click on each intersection at that point. Yeah, this is continue our linear. Now this is an important thing here. I was telling you earlier, it's important that we have these trimmed out before we do the dimensions, and these ones are not trimmed out. And so I'm going to show you what happens, why it's so important that we do it ahead of time. When I go to trim these, you see how it changed the dimension? Because when we set that dimension originally, we set it to the intersection in there. That intersection no longer exists. So it moved to the next closest intersection that it was on. So now we would have to physically go in there and fix this and move it to where it needs to be. But if we just go in there and trim all those ahead of time before we set those dimensions, that just isn't a problem. It's kind of cool. I set up that dimension style to work that way. And then so afterwards, they'll all say 1. And well, I can show you how we modify that, I guess, since you're recording it and you can refer back to this. What we do. Oh, I lost it again. That's so weird. I don't know what's happening when we lose it. Yeah, it just could be buggy sometimes. It's crazy. Yeah, but same type of thing. They all, even AutoCAD will have bugs sometimes. Let me show you one thing. If you accidentally put it off, let me put it right here. So say you missed and you wanted to fix it, you can just grab this and bring it down. Yeah. And so now at this point again, continue. Okay, so let's say we wanted to change this one to 3-inch. We select it and then go over to the properties box and scroll down till we see this under primary units, the dim prefix that has 1/x. Now, if this was new, we would just change it to 3, like a new job. We click in here, now it says 3. And at this point, we would just use the property painter to select this and make these ones the same. Okay. But we actually, since this is existing piping, we want to add an E for existing in the front. So we got parentheses, capital E, parentheses, like that. And also, when you are going to match properties to make it easier, we can isolate layer. So that's all we see. And I click on that and I can just like select all those at once. Now the other pipes going the other way are 1.25 inches. And the way that we do that, I'll change this here. What I'm about to tell you will not work for me in IntelliCAD, but it should work for you in Draftsight. I don't know why it's a bug in IntelliCAD that only the 1/4 inch symbol doesn't work. 1/2 inch works fine, which I'll show you. This is what it's supposed to be. If I type in, I hold down the Alt button and put 0189 and let go. See how there's a 1/2? Well, if I do the same thing, Alt 0188, it should be a 1/4, but it's not working. And it doesn't work in IntelliCAD for some reason. But I've done it several times in Draftsight and AutoCAD Lite, and it works. But part of that is that this is a Windows key, and so I don't know if it'll be the same in Mac. Do you have a thing called the character map in Mac? Well, so in Windows, there's this little thing. Can you see that? Called the character map. We're in Arial, that's what we always use. And here's 1/4. And if you look at it, keystroke Alt 0188. Now, while working in here, I can just go into the character map, select 1/4. Here, put select, and then copy, and it copies it to clipboard. And then I can just go over here and Control V it in. And I want a 1 in front of it. So that's now 1.25 inches. Does that make sense?